What's going on, everyone? Today I thought I'd do a little video about ranking Zelda games. My original intention was to make episode 2 of the Minish Cap walkthrough, but for some reason my computer will not download the actual video after I film it. So I keep losing the whole film, so I thought I'd pivot and do this. So, welcome to ranking Legend of Zelda games. And in first place, we have Ocarina of Time 3D. Now, Ocarina of Time 3D, it's good, but it's not as good as the original, you know? And for me personally, I really don't like the art style. I think Link just looks really weird. So I'm going to put this in A tier. Ocarina of Time itself, obviously, is S tier. I don't think I even need to say anything about that. Now, up next is, what is that? Oracle of Ages. Oracle of Ages, I played it. I liked it. I think it's a solid B tier. Not as good as Oracle of Seasons. Oracle of Seasons is better. And then in next place we have Link's Awakening. This is one of my favorite Zelda games ever. S tier for me. Probably, let's see. My top 3 is probably, yeah, Link's Awakening is probably in my top 3. And then we have the remake of Link's Awakening. This game, it ruined it. It really did. Dampé's Dungeons thing, that whole part of it is stupid. I would have rather had... think about how cool it would have been to have the pictures that the little mouse guy took of you. Those would have been so cool in an HD remaster. Remake, whatever. I like the art style. I think it's cool. I think it fits Link's Awakening. The music is sometimes odd, but for the most part it's really good. But it's nowhere near as good as the original, And then we have the Wind Waker for the GameCube, I believe. Right? Is that... Yeah, no, this is the GameCube Wind Waker. The GameCube Wind Waker, I'm going to have to put it in C. I'm not a big fan of Wind Waker. I think the story is pretty bad. The mechanics are kind of good. The sailing is just boring. The whole world is pretty empty, and no one can say it isn't. It really is. I'm sorry if you disagree with that. That's your opinion, no? I don't care. That's fine. But for me, I just think it's empty. The story drags on, and it's not very good. But that said, the art style, I really like the art style of Wind Waker. So I'm going to grab the HD Wii U version. I'm going to put that in B, just because it looks better. Some things were changed, like the faster sailing, which is helpful. But yeah. So, moving on to Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess, this is probably the most controversial take. Twilight Princess, for me, is a C. I don't like the art style. I don't really like the story. It's way too dark. Personally, I'd just rather play Ocarina of Time or Breath of the Wild or something like that. I really don't care for Twilight Princess. I know there's lots of you out there that are like, oh, what? Twilight Princess is the best game ever made. Well, maybe not that. I'm sure there's some of you. But the majority of you love Twilight Princess. I'm just not a big fan of it. Next, we have A Link to the Past, which is obviously D. No, I'm just kidding. It's obviously A tier. Link to the Past, probably changed the 2D Zelda for the best, which is always good. It was a pretty good change, I think. Not that much really changed, it was just improved, but I like Link to the Past a lot. I've played it twice now. It's pretty good. The controls, I know it's on the Super Nintendo. Was that what it's on? I think so. Yeah. I know obviously that was a limited system, so the controls aren't the best. But other than that, it's a pretty good game. It's got some great dungeons, some annoying dungeons. Anyways, moving on to the original Legend of Zelda. I think this has earned its spot in A tier too, just because of how legendary it is. Like, it might not be the best game, it's pretty bare bones, but in terms of going back, seeing where the series started and all that, it's really good. There's some great dungeons. It's pretty easy to play. Sometimes it's not, but for the most part, it's pretty simple. Not simple, I guess. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. It can get difficult, especially when you don't have the manual for it. Alright, and The Legend of Zelda The Minish Cap, the one that I am currently playing through. I'll link that video in the description if you want to watch it. The one that I was trying to get episode up today, but like I said, it wasn't working, so I'm going to have to figure something out, and maybe I'll be able to film it today. I don't know, we'll see. The Minish Cap for me is an easy S tier. The mechanics are great. The art style is amazing. The dungeons are good. Like, the only thing I don't like about this are some side quest stuff. Mainly the figurines. The figurines are annoying. And then we have The Adventure of Link. The Adventure of Link, I think, can be stated as the hardest Zelda game ever. The 2D side-scrolling aspect is kind of bad. Not bad, but it's just weird. I don't like it, personally. I think this is probably a C tier. I honestly don't know if anything's going to make it into D. But, Zelda, the Adventure Link, it's just extremely hard. You get no saves. You have to go back to the start and restart everything over if you die, which is very often. It's just annoying a game, and now that I'm thinking about it, that's going to be our first D tier Zelda game. So next is Oracle of Seasons, which Oracle of Seasons, where did I put? Oracle of Seasons is better than Oracle of Ages, in my opinion. I really liked it. I played through both of them, a linked game of both of them. Maybe I'll play through them again on my channel. Maybe. We'll see. But I like Oracle of Seasons a lot, and Oracle of Ages, but Seasons more so. Alright, and then we have, the original Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword, it's a good game. I'm going to put it in B. My reason for B is that it's got a good story. It's where the whole timeline begins. So that's awesome. The art style's a little weird, but I like it. I like it. The controls suck. I'm going to be honest. The controls in the Switch version are much better, so I'm going to put that in A. But for the original, the controls are bad. A bunch of other stuff is bad about it, It's not the best. I'm actually going to slide these down like that. Because the story's good, the gameplay is alright, there's some parts that are really stupid, there's some parts that are really easy and just, I don't know, waste of time, kind of. So that's my placement of those. And then we have Four Swords Adventures, which I personally have not played because I have no friends. But, I hear that it's alright, I think it's probably C tier. I really don't know that much about it, so we're just going to put it in C for now. And here, another one of my absolute favorites, Spirit Tracks. That is an A tier, 100%. Spirit Tracks, it looks crappy because it's on the DS, but it's a really good game. I really enjoyed it. I didn't finish it completely, so there might be some part of it that's like make it go in B or something, but of what I played, it's an easy A tier. So now we have Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild. I'm debating A or S. I think S because it's such a revolutionary game, such a brilliant game. Obviously, the dungeons aren't good. The boss fights are not the best. Like, they're good mechanic wise, but there's no diversity in them. They're just the same thing over and over again. It gets a little. People say it's empty and they complain about that. I personally don't care. I like it being empty. I never really minded. And people complain about there being a lack of music, which there really isn't. It's just ambient music, ambient, however you want to say that, which fits the game perfectly. It's supposed to be a desolate, empty world. You can't have, say, like Song of Storms or something playing when you're supposed to be in a apocalyptic Hyrule. So I think S is pretty good for that. Now we have Echoes of Wisdom, which I have not played personally, but I have watched gameplay of it. And from what I've seen, I think it's an easy B. It's the first game really that we get to play as Zelda, so that's cool. Interesting mechanics, I feel like there could have been better mechanics because it gets a little tedious at times. But I think overall the mechanics are pretty good. The world is pretty good. Could have been a little better maybe. I feel like we're getting back to that repetitive, like, go mend a rift here, then go over here and mend another rift, and then go talk to these people so you can mend this rift, and stuff like that. But I think B is a good place. Now, Majora's Mask is obviously S tier. Not as great as Ocarina of Time, in my opinion, but it is still an amazing game. Very fun. The 3-day cycle kind of upsets me at times, but overall it's not too hard to handle once you get the hang of it. And I think it's really fun. The masks are awesome. So S tier for that. Now we've got Triforce Heroes, which I think is a C tier. Maybe even D. C or D. Because, this is the one with, like, the fashion, right? I actually don't know. Let me look that up, right? Does you guys like my background? Does Triforce Heroes is Triforce Heroes about fashion? We're not using UAI. Fashion is a huge part of the Triforce Heroes. Yeah. So this is probably D, not gonna lie. Because it's just kind of weird. It's kind of bad. The gameplay isn't the best. I think D, and that's all I have to say about it. Now comes Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom is interesting because it's basically a copy and paste of Breath of the Wild, except now they've added 2 more places that are empty. So it's 3 times as empty as Breath of the Wild, which that I really didn't like. The Sky Islands have nothing. The depths have nothing. It's all just pointless. The story is kind of bad. It's still good. It's not as bad as people say it is, but it's still kind of bad at times. The way you find out the story is really stupid, how you can learn things before you're supposed to learn them. And I think for that, it's a B. It's just not, And the mechanics, I feel like, except for Ascend, most of the mechanics, and especially Sage abilities, they're just kind of a downgrade from Breath of the Wild. So that's my placement of that. Now, Phantom Hourglass is Spirit Track's twin on the DS, basically. But it's not as good, I'm going to put it in B. Because it was like the very first Zelda DS game, so it kind of had that against it. But I don't know, it's not as fun as Spirit Tracks, I think. There's some good moments in it for sure. Just the Temple of the Ocean King, I think, is in Phantom Hourglass, and that's just, yeah. Temple of the Ocean King is kind of bad at times. It's kind of great at times, but for the most part, it's not the best. So I think B is good. Now we have Majora's Mask 3D, which I actually think this is the 3D one, but I'm going to swap that out then. Majora's Mask on the N64 is up there. And Majora's Mask 3D is a B for me, just because there's so many things that were changed for the worse. Once again, you got those weird art style that I don't really care for, and I think B is where I'm going to have to put that. And our final two is A Link Between Worlds and Four Swords. Four Swords, I hear it's better than or worse than Four Swords Adventures. I haven't played it either, because still no friends, but I think it's probably going to go in, I think I'm going to put it in C, because I have played a little bit of it. I haven't played it, I've watched a little bit of it, and it seems alright, Still not the best. Multiplayer Zelda have never been the best, but I think C is a good place for it. And then A Link Between Worlds. It's cool. It's got cool mechanics, how you can morph into the wall. I don't really know too much about it. Is this the one? I think this is the one where you have to, rent items, which is annoying. So I'm going to put it in C. And I think that's going to be my final ranking. So in S tier, we got all those. Ocarina of Time, Link's Awakening, The Minish Cap, Breath of the Wild, Majora's Mask. Those are my S tier Zeldas. So if you guys enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe if you would. And why not comment in the comments? Leave a comment and tell me what your ranking is of the Zelda, what your favorite Zeldas are. If you agreed or disagreed, this is just my opinion, so don't leave anything too angry, please. So if you guys enjoyed, thank you. Have a good day. And I will try to get the next episode of my Minish Cap playthrough uploaded sometime this week. Alrighty, bye-bye for now.